If you're thinking about creating an LLC or you currently have an LLC, I want to share with you states where you can save the most money on all kinds of possibilities. I'm talking about taxes, talking about expenses, filings, all that kind of stuff. But before I get into the nitty gritty, I need to give you an overview because not everybody is familiar with the whole LLC thing. So what is an LLC? Real quick. An LLC is a type of business entity that offers benefits such as legal protection of personal assets and pass-through taxation through a separate entity. So between its reduced, if not eliminated, personal liability and straightforward tax structure, LLCs are one of the most popular types of business formations in the U.S. today, according to the IRS. And there are good reasons for this popularity because LLCs offers businesses a number of benefits. You have limited liability, taxation, simplicity. Let me break it down for you real quick. So limited liability. As with corporations, LLCs provide limited liability protection for their owners or members. In LLC terminology, this means what? It means the owner's personal assets are protected from the LLC's creditors and any lawsuits filed against the LLC. What about taxation? Well, when it comes to income taxes, LLCs are automatically taxed at either the sole proprietorship level in the case of a single member LLC, or at a partnership level in the case of a multi-member LLC. So when taxed as either a sole proprietorship or a partnership, what will happen here is that LLCs will function as a pass-through entity for tax purposes, meaning what? The LLC's income is passed through to the members who then report this income on their personal tax returns, which means that when they file their 1040, they will report this income on in Schedule C. However, LLCs can also elect to be taxed at either the S Corp level or C Corp level. An S Corp is also a pass-through entity, but there are restrictions on which LLCs can elect as corporation status. LLCs that are taxed as C corporations are considered taxable entities in their own right and must pay corporate income taxes. The third benefit I want you to think about is simplicity. So unlike corporations, LLCs are much simpler to run. For example, they are not required to hold shareholder meetings or have a board of directors. Depending on the state in which your LLC is formed, you may have to meet annual reporting requirements, but overall, these requirements are a lot lower than corporate filing requirements. So there's also a simple way to form an LLC. You can do it yourself. You can use an LLC service or retain a business attorney to do it for you. So the possibilities are more flexible here. By the way, boss, I want to quickly welcome you to the show. I really appreciate having you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy our very enriching conversation. Now, let me give you the review I want you to pay attention to. So what is the best state to start an LLC? So when you look into starting an LLC, you might think you can only create your LLC in the state you live or do business in. However, you can actually form an LLC in any state, regardless of where you are based. A foreign LLC is an LLC that is formed in one state but wants to carry out business in another state. And the thing is that each state has different laws for LLCs. Some states are more strict, while others are more lenient. And states might offer financial advantages and other perks for LLC formation. Before you elect a state to start an LLC in, or a state where you want to transfer your LLC in, be sure to consider all of your options. Okay. So it's really important because once you decide, you might have to live with it or deal with it for a while. So the first state that is really great where you can save money for your LLC is Delaware. So Delaware takes one of the top spots as the best state to form LLC. More than 50% of all U.S. publicly traded companies and roughly 63% of Fortune 500 companies are incorporated in Delaware. And Delaware has a reputation for being a business-friendly state and has a simplified filing process to help you get your LLC quickly up and running. Now, there are two major perks of creating an LLC in Delaware are that you have low fees and low taxes. Delaware does not tax out-of-state income for foreign LLCs. So to entice businesses, Delaware also has low filing fees and franchise taxes. And Delaware, this is really important to remember, Delaware also has a separate court called Chancery Court that only hears business cases. This allows cases involving businesses to be resolved faster, which is really appealing for business owners. And not to mention, the judges are experienced in business-related cases. So when you think about Delaware, here are the advantages I want you to think about. You have a business-friendly state. You have streamlined filing process. You have low filing fees, low franchise taxes, no corporate income taxes for foreign LLCs taxed as corporations, the Court of Chancery for businesses. You have lots of business experience on the bench. So this is just fantastic. Then you have, so bottom line here is Delaware is our top spot here. Another very interesting state is Nevada. So Nevada is really fantastic also because one major perk in our view of becoming an LLC in Nevada is the lack of taxes you have to pay. Nevada does not have corporate income, personal income, or franchise taxes. However, business owners must pay annual filing and business license fees. Now, some people are saying this is like a tax, whatever, but it is what it is. So if you are seeking some privacy, Nevada may be the state for your LLC. Nevada allows anonymity, so you have anonymous public filings. This means what? It means the state offers confidentiality to LLCs, permitting them to remain anonymous in public registration filings. Additionally, the state does not participate in information sharing with the IRS. Think about it. That's really great. I mean, a lot of folks are thinking, wow, this is happening in the States. Yeah, this is happening in the U.S. So there's no information sharing with the IRS. And Nevada does not require LLCs to create an operating agreement or hold annual meetings, meaning it's really, really easy for you to run your business in the States. So just kind of quickly recap here so you have a clear idea what we're talking about. So what are the advantages of Nevada here? You have no corporate or personal income taxes, no franchise taxes whatsoever. You have an anonymous public filing process, no information sharing agreements with the IRS, no requirements for operating agreement or annual meetings. By the way, though, I just want to insist the fact that Nevada does not have an information sharing agreement with the IRS doesn't mean you don't have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes. Okay, it's just that they're not automatically sharing information with the IRS, something that other states do have. So just want to clarify that. The third state I want to share with you is Wyoming. So if you're looking for states where LLCs save money on corporate income taxes, Wyoming is really, really up there. So Delaware, Nevada, and Wyoming. So when you think about Wyoming, Wyoming strives to be a business-friendly state as much as possible. And what will happen here is that reporting obligations for business owners are minimal. Like Nevada, there are no corporate income, personal income, or franchise taxes in Wyoming. Unlike other states, Wyoming offers a lifetime proxy. So a lifetime proxy means you can appoint someone else to represent your stock or shares on your behalf. With a proxy, owners can remain completely anonymous. In addition to no corporate or individual income taxes, Wyoming also has a low sales tax rate. So this is really cool because if you're looking for flexibility, if you're looking for some kind of a flexibility not only in terms of business but also personal life, Wyoming is really a great state. So what are the advantages of Wyoming here? So you have minimal reporting obligations. You have no corporate or personal income taxes, no franchise taxes, a lifetime proxy option, and low sales tax rate. So it's really important to understand that, you are able to actually have like an anonymous sort of a pattern here. And while the lack of income taxes or franchise taxes will be beneficial for LLCs that do business in Wyoming, if you only formed your LLC in Wyoming and don't actually do any business there, you will not see any tax benefit. And even if you did do business there, as well as in your home state or other states, only the income you make in Wyoming will fall within Wyoming's no income tax regime. So it's really important to specify that. Okay. And as with forming an LLC in Delaware, it is true that your LLC can take advantage of more privacy protections in Wyoming, but you only have this privacy protections over your Wyoming LLC registration. Of course, if you reside in Wyoming or you operate your business solely in Wyoming, then it will likely be the best state to form your LLC in. Another state that is really great where you can save money for your LLC is Alaska. And what we love about Alaska, we love a lot of things about Alaska. So as a business owner, you might never have thought about establishing your LLC in Alaska, but the state has many perks when it comes to different taxes. And Alaska is a state that has no state income tax or sales tax. Can you imagine that? You have no state income tax or sales tax. However, keep in mind that cities or localities in Alaska are allowed to collect their own rate for a city or local sales tax. And so what are the advantages of Alaska here? You have no state income tax, no state sales tax, low tax rates in general. The fifth state I want you to pay attention to is South Dakota. So with South Dakota, you have some advantages when it comes to different taxes. Like Alaska, South Dakota does not have state income tax. Along with no state income tax, the state also has a 0% corporate tax rate, making it a great place in our view to start an LLC that is taxed as a corporation. So what are the advantages of South Dakota here? You have no state income tax, no corporate tax rate for LLCs treated as a corporation. I want to insist on that. LLCs treated as a corporation. The sixth state I want you to pay attention to is New Mexico. So New Mexico is great for lowest fees, no annual reporting requirements, privacy. And so this is kind of cool. And so you have no annual reporting requirements. This is really fantastic. And so, but here is why this trifecta of benefits Mexico or New Mexico offers is not a factor when it comes to forming an LLC if New Mexico is not your home state. Because the low filing fee and no reporting requirements are great, but despite the benefits you gain from forming your LLC in New Mexico, it's only beneficial to register your LLC there if it is your home state, or if you are doing business only in New Mexico. Otherwise, you still have to pay the initial filing fee and hire a registered agent in New Mexico. And the privacy thing, well, everything we've said about the privacy protections in Delaware, Wyoming, and Nevada applies to New Mexico too. Of course, if you reside in New Mexico or you operate your business solely in New Mexico, then it will likely be the best state to form your LLC in. So the bottom line here is what? The bottom line here is that you need to understand. So the 6 states are there, right? So you have Delaware, Nevada, Wyoming, Alaska, South Dakota, New Mexico. You got to ask yourself, it's not just about, now, if you're just trying to save money on taxes and other fees, okay, but what else? What else are you looking for? And is it really good for you in terms of the overall logistical configuration of your business? For example, if you live in New York, does it make sense for you to organize your LLC in Alaska? Do you need to be in Alaska? No. If you don't need to be in Alaska, what are the other implications? So those are elements I really want you to think about and not just look at the money part of things and say, you know what, I'm going to go to Delaware or I'm going to go to Alaska. There has to be some kind of pattern, some kind of a logic that you need to follow here. Let me give you a few pro tips here. There is another strong contender, and this strong contender is your home state. I mean, we've talked about, the 6 players here, but what about your home state? There is no place like home, right? So when considering places to start your LLC in, consider your home state. There is a major convenience factor when it comes to your home state. Chances are you are already familiar with the state laws and know whom to contact for information. Not to mention, all the government offices are easily accessible. You can drive there, you can call them, you can go to the regional office or the local office and sit with someone. If you start an LLC in your home state, you don't have to worry about registering as a foreign LLC with another state. If your business is physically located in the state where you live and conduct most of your business, consider registering your business as an LLC in your home state. So before making any decisions, weigh the pros and cons of establishing your LLC in your home state. Sure, it can be convenient. However, forming an LLC in another state can help you save money on fees and taxes. So how do you actually choose the best state to form your LLC? Well, it really depends on the kind of configuration that you have. As I said before, I just want to give you a simple rule of thumb. You want to start your LLC where you are, home state. If it's not really business friendly, then move on to something else. There are some exceptions to this rule of thumb where you have to start where you are. If you live in one state but operate your business solely in another state, if your LLC's business is investing in real estate and you are a non-US resident. So since you don't actually reside in the United States, you don't have a home state, so this rule of thumb will not apply to you. Your non-resident status may mean you will attract non-resident taxes, so you should consult with the tax professional before forming your LLC. But the bottom line here is that if you go with your home state, it's great for simplicity, it's easy, and it's cost effective in some cases. And one thing I want to say also is that you need to understand, you got to ask yourself, are you trying to have a domestic LLC or a foreign LLC? Because either or, you're going to have to actually find you're going to have to strike the right middle here, the right balance to see what's really great for you, what kind of options is not really costing you too much money, because that's the last thing you want. Actually spend too much money in the whole process. Let me give you a decision for you. And I want to talk about the worst states to start an LLC. Obviously, the best states are Delaware, Nevada. You have Wyoming, Alaska, and South Dakota, and New Mexico. What are the worst states? Well, in our view, New Jersey, California, New York, Connecticut, and Minnesota. These states are not the most ideal states to start an LLC. Most of these states have disadvantages like high sales tax rates, startup fees for LLCs, high state taxes, more competition, additional reporting obligations. Keep in mind that you can still succeed as an LLC in these states. It might just take additional time and money to do so, okay? And it's really important to understand that, at the end of the day, it's all about what really matters to you. It's really important about your business model, your business vision. I mean, and it also depends on the type of financial resources you have and how you want to form your business. You might have heard it from a friend, or maybe you saw a mention in an ad online. Choosing the best state to form an LLC is something you need to carefully research. In fact, that's probably the reason why you just watched this show. And so it's important to understand that it's all about what's really important for you. And don't think about this just as a short-term solution. If you want to incorporate in Delaware, do you imagine yourself in Delaware for 20 years? Like your LLC in Delaware for 20 years? Do you imagine your LLC in Alaska for 30 years? Those are the kind of thoughts those are the kind of thought processes I want you to get into as you think about the best state where you can actually, save money. So it's not just about money. Okay. It's not just about money. It's more than that. So you have to think a little deeper before making a decision. But at least now you have a clear idea about the states where LLCs can save money on corporate income taxes and filing fees. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I just finished talking to you about the states where LLCs can save money on corporate income taxes. So I explained to you in the overview what an LLC is. And I gave you the review of the 6 states that are really great: Delaware, Nevada, Wyoming, Alaska, South Dakota, New Mexico, and the states that are really worse when it comes to starting an LLC. So I talked about New Jersey, California, New York, Connecticut, and Minnesota. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.